basically start off the day with a little ride to go through the mountains by the Livermore Dam. They have a ridge there, so I ride up that to get a time lapse. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. But I left late and set an alarm for 5. Woke up at 5:40. Right now it's probably close to 6:20ish. On a good note, we are making progress. So we shall continue on and hopefully get a really awesome time lapse of Lake Del Valle in the morning light. On a slightly quick note, I did not know that Sycamore Grove was closed until 7 a.m. Ripperino going another way. Alright, made it into the trail. No need to pick up a trail map. I'm only going so far. Got some extra sunscreen on because I got burned from that skiing vlog. I was stupid, didn't put on sunscreen, and now it hurts my face. I just put on sunscreen and have quite a bit of ways to get up. Right now it's probably about 7:05 because I spent about 5 minutes stopped. So yeah, here we go. Maybe I should have brought the big tripod. I only brought the little one because of weight. Look at this thing. There we are, lake there. Perfect. Oh, just getting up here was a little bit of a pain. I rode 95% of the way. Only walked the last little bit because my back was killing me from the backpack, so I had to stand down and walk a little bit. There we go. About 35 minutes. Shouldn't take too long. I could be home by 8:30, which would be awesome, but I feel like I could time lapse more. But the only slight issue with that is battery life. The Nikon battery, I'll give it fair. It's only 1030 milliamp hour, 1003 or 30 milliamp hour, as opposed to my third-party batteries, which are 1500 milliamp hour. But they're like 0 right now because they don't work. And I've emailed the manufacturer. They got back to me this morning when I woke up, fired up my phone, got a couple of emails, read through those, and they said we're going to organize a return and all that. So that means that camera is basically down to like 1 time lapse and maybe a half with the Nikon battery that I have now. So I'm not going to vlog with that. I'm going to vlog with the GoPro, and I'm stuck back to using the internal mic because the connector on the tennis video, when I went back in editing, because I turned all the audio like down for the music, it was creating like, it was kind of like interference spikes. Like it would just go like zzz, like really instant and go back down. And so I didn't want to risk that again. And so I started today recording with it. I'm not recording with it anymore. Just to be sure, because it sucks when you lose all the audio. Anyhow, but we made it here. I mean, if I woke up a little earlier, it would look a little different, all the lighting. It kind of looks hazy right now, just an eye, maybe not on the camera, I don't know. But all this stuff is filtered through Lightroom, and it should make a nice look. to it. That's all of Livermore, Pleasanton, and actually that's a bit of Pleasanton, and all the other towns and cities back there, and Dublin at the very far, and then Mount Diablo, which I really want to go do a time lapse on eventually, and do another ride there. But I'm kind of lazy when it comes to riding. Like today, I actually forced myself to get up, like, okay, I really want to do this, because last night I did the Empire State Building time lapse that I took in New York, and I was so happy with the results, and I'm like, gosh, what do I do with all this footage? Because I have a ton of time lapses I've never released, never really showed anybody, and I've been doing, and I've been putting them in 4K and all that, and I'm thinking of making like a little short film out of it. Vimeo for the clean platform to keep it all my films. Speaking of which, if you haven't seen any of my Vimeo stuff, check it out. Link is right across here. It's really good. I spend a lot of time on that stuff compared to YouTube, because they're like feature film, almost kind of based idea videos, and so they're really cool. Man, there is a tree perfectly placed for this. Like, bam, look at that. Here, let me move. Perfectly placed tree, and I don't even have anything to mount the camera on. I just set on the tree branch. Anyhow, a lot of people ask me how I do time lapses. Well, it could be considerably boring. Let me get into it. Basically, the way I do time lapses, in a nutshell, each frame is a photo, or each photo is a frame, however you want to think of it. And so, basically, if I want to point it out, there you go, 1 frame per video. And so you have to do some math calculations to figure out how much footage you want, right? How many seconds of video do you want? Do you want 5 seconds? Do you want 15 seconds, 20 seconds? And the best results can vary. So the way I usually and normally do it for everything across the board is take more pictures than you need, more frames than you need, because you can always speed up your time lapse in post editing, or set your durations differently. Always have more photos. And so I shoot all my time lapses by photos, and when I go in editing, each photo is a frame, resulting in a video at 24 frames per second. And so that depends on how many seconds of video you want. So 24 frames, if I'm shooting at 1080 at 24p, right, for example, then each of those 24 frames, so 24 photos equals 1 second of video. So basically you multiply that out to figure out how much video you want in post. Another thing I'll touch up on like really quickly is people will ask, well, why do you shoot in RAW? Why are the file sizes so big? Like, that's not going to fit on my computer. Basically, you need an external drive to store all of this, and that's what I do. And RAW is basically a format where, like, it's not like MP3 for music, for example, right? MP3, it's compressed audio. You can hear that, like, bits of music are removed, like the fine tune of that sound, some of it is removed. So it still sounds okay, but it's not like the greatest sounding, as compared to maybe a wave, what I call WAV, wave, where it's uncompressed, is all the audio, all the sounds ever recorded at the highest quality ever. That's basically what RAW is, and it captures all that image data possible. And so then it saves it, and when you go into Adobe Lightroom, you can make a bunch more changes than JPEG. JPEG also lowers your quality and compresses the file, making it not look as very well when you post-edit it or take it even. Alright, we got a downhill coming up, and I'll film some of that. GoPro just survived an epic fall. My mount completely gave way. Piece of plastic. Oh. It's okay though. Lens protector saved it.